So for more on the VP nominee's performance, tonight we turn to CBS News contributor and pollster Frank Luntz. He's actually in Cleveland, Ohio, with a focus group of 28 uncommitted voters. Frank.
Thank you. And I want to explain why I use the word uncommitted. There are many people behind me who have decided who they aren't voting for, but they've not made a commitment to whom they will vote for. And there's only 5 weeks to go. This is one of the most important states in the country. So these people really do matter. So I know that if you've been watching CBSN, they've seen this. But just in case they've tuned in late, how many of you thought that Mike Pence was more impactful? Raise your hands. So it's just about everybody. And by comparison, who thought here that Donald Trump won the first debate? Only one of you. So I want to show you the clip that stood out the most. This is the clip where Mike Pence scored the highest. You're going to see dial scores. The yellow line are the critical undecided. The red line are those who lead towards Donald Trump. The green line are those who lead narrowly towards Hillary Clinton. The higher the lines climb, the more favorable the reaction. This is Mike Pence at his best. Roll it.
She said that half of our supporters were a basket of deplorables. She said they were irredeemable. They were not America. I mean, it's extraordinary. And then she laid one after another ism on millions of Americans who believe that we can have a stronger America at home and abroad, who believe we can get this economy moving again, who believe that we can end illegal immigration once and for all.
That bothered you, the fact that she made that statement, and you gave Mike Pence a lot of credit for challenging it. But what stood out the most to you?
Well, it was the idea that they gave Romney such a hard time about the 47%, and then it's okay to, I'm not a Trump supporter, but to attack somebody because of that belief and turn around and say, 4 years ago, you're a jerk for saying that, and now I'm the jerk?
Now, these two candidates went at each other all through the evening. Why do you feel that Pence had the advantage in the end?
Because he was the most fact-based. He looked to be the most presidential, if you will. He was calm. He was reassuring.
But they both went negative.
But I would want him in a crisis, not the other guy.
Pence had gravitas and command, but he also pushed back when he needed to. I was waiting for Kaine to blame the JFK assassination on Donald Trump's taxes. He kept going back to sound bites and talking points that weren't relative to the question.
Exactly. Like I've said before, Trump has a lot of good ideas and policies, and I thought he just goes off the handle a lot. But with Pence, he kind of kept it down to earth, very composed, and you can kind of see his policies that they're going for.
Pence's demeanor was really all I needed to see, because the fact that he was sane and calm and composed reassured undecided voters that Donald Trump has somebody good next to him.
Yeah. There are a lot of Tim Kaine fans, and I know some of you liked him coming in here. In fact, when we did the testing back years ago of a State of the Union response, he had the highest of anyone we've ever tested. But he didn't do well tonight.
Because they put him in a position to attack, and that's not him.
Where did he fall short?
He fell short because he just kept going back to the taxes thing that just came off as rehearsed. It didn't really apply to a lot of things that were being said, and he just kept going back to that.
You agree with that?
I agree with that.
Why? I mean, what is it? He was presenting a legitimate issue, and yet you all were so negative to him about it.
We didn't hear anything. He didn't say anything. We didn't hear anything.
Yeah. So I want to go back. I want to play the clip of Tim Kaine at his worst. And this is when he attacked Trump over taxes. I would have expected it to have dialed well. It dialed very badly. Let's roll the clip.
The Trump Organization is an octopus-like organization with tentacles all over the world, whose conflict of interest could only be known if Donald Trump would release his tax returns.
And Trump would release his tax returns.
That's a pot calling your kettle black. It's constant.
Explain that to me.
The Clinton Global Initiative, they do the same thing with their nonprofit. Worse. So, yeah, you're arguing with somebody else.
Count how many times he went back to taxes.
Yeah, which time is this would make a difference?
But isn't this a legitimate issue?
Once it is.
What I've learned is I want Trump's tax lawyer. That's who I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the back.
The thing about it is that Tim Kaine told the truth, and maybe he sounded a little bit condescending, but he told the truth about every single thing. Maybe he was put in a place where he had to attack, but you want somebody to defend the rights of the American people. If Trump is hiding tax returns and everything, he's not your working class president for real.
I did not believe a word that Kaine said. It was all a talking point.
He was rehearsed.
That was a great comment right there, working class president. First of all, that's a lie forever. Okay, once we're voting for president, that's not a working class. Trump's worth a lot of money, Clinton's worth a lot of money, Kaine's worth a lot of money. They're not working class. So that's like a fake line to me.
Right here.
I felt like Pence came across as a uniter. There was a moment when he talked about community policing, and he looked across the table to Tim Kaine, and he said, I agree with you on that. And that was the moment where I thought, okay, this is a man that can build bridges and work with Congress.
Nelson.
He's very humanizing. I think Pence, you could really feel that he's got a heart for it. He really wants to do it. It's at times, I mean, he helps bring out the best in Trump, because Trump, you can feel, has a good heart, but he's just kind of have a terrible mouth. Where Clinton...
Wow, a good heart and a
he does. Where Clinton...
I think my mother said that to me once.
Well, Clinton, we know, Clinton's got that condescending, browbeat down, and Kaine reinforced her worst tendencies. I mean, I think Pence really helped Trump here, and Kaine, I think, really hurt Hillary here.
So I want to play one more clip, which was Pence's response to the attack from Kaine on taxes. It was one of the highest moments, and many of you even laughed at the response. Let's play the clip.
It has been a platform
I hear no one in my ear, just so you know.
the Clintons to travel the world, to have staff. But honestly, Senator, we would know a lot more about it if Hillary Clinton would just turn over the 33,000 emails.
So let me ask you guys, which is more important to you? What's in Trump's tax returns or what's in Hillary Clinton's emails? Which matters more? Who says tax returns? Raise your hands. We got 1, 2, 3. Who says emails? Everybody else. Why are the emails more important to you?
More potentially harmful, destructive.
Why are the emails more important to you?
Because we can assume that he didn't pay taxes and that he didn't give to charity. We're not sure what we can assume about her emails.
Because what he did with his taxes, if it were illegal, he would be in jail by now, but she's not.
He didn't break the law. What information she stated. Found loopholes.
You can assume about her emails are she's a liar and she's sneaky.
Right.
But is that what you want for president?
No. And neither one moved me to vote for either one of them.
No impact at all?
No.
Why did it have an impact?
Because like his running mate is down to earth. He's composed. It's someone that he can like lean on for advice and direct him in a strong manner.
Did tonight impact you at all?
It definitely leaned me towards Trump because he's very succinct and delivers the point, and obviously showed his opponent in a rambling state who's not fluent.
I'm going to do something that is potentially very dangerous for my career.
Ooh, okay.
Uh-oh.
You're a female.
Yes.
And you're black.
Yes.
The percentage of black women supporting Donald Trump, I don't think I can count that low. What is it? I mean, what moved you tonight that you would consider him when there are other people in this group who thinks he's a racist?
And I understand that, and I totally get that picture 100%. But the fact is, the man is decisive. He delivers on the platform. His running mate obviously can deliver on the platform. And obviously he has a strong back. Because look at it from a football perspective. You have a strong running back. You have a strong team. At the end of the day, that's what's going to get the job done. Not just one single person, but an entire group. And to me, that's what. That's what.
By the way, I didn't know that Cleveland knew anything about football. So Go ahead.
What it really reinforced with me, when you look at Trump and you see all the buildings and the stuff that he built, it takes somebody that knows a judgment of character, somebody that knows how to work with people to get those kind of projects done.
Is he a man of good character?
I don't know, but he knows how to pick people, and eventually he picked this guy.
But if you don't know, how can you potentially put someone, if you're not sure, in the White House?
Because we know what we're going to get with Hillary.
We know what we're going to get with Hillary.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We know.
Yeah.
You thought Kaine won, but you've been quiet this entire time. Everybody else is defending their point of view.
Sure.
Why so quiet?
Well, quiet.
I don't know, because waiting to get called on. But I thought Kaine, when you guys say Kaine was rehearsed, I want my candidate to be rehearsed on a 5-part policy that we need to explain to the country that wasn't explained to us in the presidential debate, where Pence was coming back and said, these are going to be the outcomes, but he never gave you the details about how to get the outcomes. When Kaine gave you the details about how he's going to get this, you called it rehearsed and boring.
He couldn't pivot. The details didn't
Explain that. You said he couldn't pivot.
He couldn't pivot. He kept going back to the tax returns. He kept going back to being frustrated and saying all the different things that Trump said, whereas Pence was able to divert the conversation to talk about policy, to talk about things that he did in Indiana, to talk about things that Trump is going to do when he's elected president. I feel like Kaine couldn't make that shift the way that Pence did.
So I'm going to hold thing from the front row. Tim Kaine, describe his performance tonight in a word or phrase.
Bad.
Rude.
Laughable.
Annoying.
Erratic and rude.
Oh, I was going to say erratic.
Interrupting.
Rambling.
Shifty.
You used the word rude. That's what people use to describe Donald Trump in his first debate. Why do you think Kaine did that?
He was too Trumpy.
Trumpy. I've never heard that. Is that Trumpy or PIE? Why'd you call him rude?
Just the interrupting and, because I'm just having trouble finding words, but it was just, it didn't mesh. It wasn't, there wasn't the conversation, whereas it seemed like Pence was having a conversation.
Right.
I want you to talk about Kaine's performance. He fell short, and I'm trying to really understand why.
He fell short because he was repetitive. It kind of reminded me of Rubio back in that debate that was his fall off.
Yep. In the back.
It seemed to me that Kaine was about, this debate was about attacking Trump. And I just don't think it was good for the American public to see that.
He was talking at the American people, and it seemed like Pence was talking with the American people.
Lack of sincerity.
Explain
you can tell
that.
when someone's talking to you and reaching you. I mean, even when you saw Pence talking, he was definitely gripping. Even his eye contact, just his body language. Whereas it seemed Kaine was more like on the oh my God, I got very anxious, very emotional when he felt like he was under the gun. It was kind of like, okay, let me throw something out that, let me throw those taxes out again.
So I want this to be seen by everybody. So I'm going to start here. You get to choose which candidate you want, either Trump or Clinton. What advice do you give them for the debate that's going to happen on Monday so they can, and don't just tell me I want them to talk issues. You've now seen a couple debates. What specific advice, if you were advising them, pick one candidate and give them advice?
Trump, to answer questions and don't be so reactive.
Trump, and to stand firm on your platform.
Stay relaxed for Trump.
I would want Trump to practice with Pence.
Right. Advise him.
So you want Pence to be his debate coach?
I do.
Can Pence charge him for that?
He can.
Trump needs to be more Pence-like.
Yes.
I'd like to see Hillary actually give Trump a chance to talk and not interrupt him the way that I think Kaine did for Pence tonight.
I would like to see Hillary be authentic in the way that Pence was tonight.
I'd like to see Donald Trump breathe and be Pence-like. Just breathe. Take a minute and let some of the answers, let people come up with their own conclusions.
By the way, you all couldn't see it because her phrase, it wasn't just breathe, it was breathe.
Trump needs to take a breath and be calm, and Hillary needs to relax.
Last one.
I think Trump needs to not be offensive.
Can he?
Choose his words more carefully.
By the way,
I think-
that
I
look
think-
says everything.
I think he can. I think anybody can show self-control. I mean, and we need self-control out of our president.
I want to thank CBSN because you gave us time for this group to breathe. You gave people a chance to offer their points of view, which you don't get in any kind of communication. It's clear that this debate was a success. Most people prefer it to the first presidential debate. I think you all would agree that the candidates for president could learn a lot from the candidates for vice president. Back to you.